13 years in the KBO. This will be his spring debut. Last year, 3-0, 1.62 ERA. Remember, Jimmy, he started out as a closer and then was inserted into the Cardinal rotation and fared very well.
Yeah, he did a really nice job. We saw the numbers earlier. The best ERA of all the starters in baseball last year. Struggled a little bit as a closer, but we can see, after we've been watching last year, he's got really nice stuff, moves the ball around, he challenges you, he works fast. He's a dream to play defense behind.
Mets stood at 3-2 after 5 games last year, lost the next day, never again got above 500. So far this spring, they're 1-1. Kevin Pillar, then VR, Davis, Jose Martinez at first base, the former Cardinal, Guillorme, Nido, Almora, the former Cub, Smith, and Alvarez, the lineup for Luis Rojas, the manager of the New York Mets. Big things expected from New York after the trade that brought them Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, it's an interesting lineup right there. Missing a few guys, but they look like they're a team to be reckoned with this year, and that'll be a good change for the Mets.
Kevin Pillar signed a 1-year, $5 million deal in the offseason. And he'll lead it off for New York. And the first pitch taken for a strike, and we're underway. Mets have an outfield that will feature Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto, and Dominic Smith. Also in that competition will be Almora. Breaking ball low. Pillar, 9 years in Toronto. He's been with San Francisco, Boston, and Colorado. Really good defensive player. That's pulled foul. Talked about it a lot last year. Boy, you would love to play behind the 32-year-old KK as quickly as he works. He's one of the fastest workers in baseball.
Basically just gets the ball and throws it. And the good thing about that is not only does he throw it, he throws strikes. So the ball has been put in play a lot.
Struck out 24 last year in 39 innings. Opponents hit just 197 against him. First day of that truncated season, he picked up a save against the Pirates, and then we saw him eventually move to the rotation. Team was hit with COVID and some ineffectiveness by others. And back in that familiar spot of being a starter. Breaking ball fouled back.
I think that he wanted that changeup, huh?
Yes.
Little smile there from KK.
Working today with Andrew Kisner. He's behind the plate. And the 2-2. Lifted in the air out to deep left field. Going back, Austin Dean near the wall, and it is gone. It's 1-0 New York on a home run, it looks like, or is it not? Looked to be a home run. Trotting into third base will be Kevin Pillar. And was it off the top of the wall or a homer?
Kind of hard to tell right there. Background is not easy to see with all that white and yellow in the background. That ball got up in that wind and just took off. You could tell he didn't really hit it that well. But once it gets up there in that wind, especially with the wind blowing in this little bit of a storm, I think he thought it had a chance too.
Very top of the wall, and seeing the reaction of Dean too, sometimes the way that we judge it, that's when you think it's
that was
a home
interesting.
run.
It almost looked like it hit him in the glove. I'd love to see that again. It's like it almost hit him in the back of the hand. It's lucky I'm not down there. I'd be all over him. He's got to catch that ball.
Here's Jonathan VR.
Get anywhere near it, you better catch it.
Infield is a few steps in for the switch hitter, 29-year-old. Take a look.
This is weird. He just got there just a half a step too late.
Boy, the very top of the wall came back in.
That just shows you how much that wind is blowing, because that ball went straight up and straight down. Just floated up there forever.
And a pitch taken inside. Dean in left, Thomas in center, Carlson in right. Arenado, DeYoung, Edman, Nagowski on the infield, Kisner behind the plate. The 1-2 with the infield drawn in, swung on and missed, and a strikeout. So Kim gets his first strikeout of the spring.
It's a good pitch right there. You know he's got that sneaky fastball and doesn't. That pitch right there without a lot of break. It's more of like a slider with down angle, so it looks like it's a fastball coming there, and you have to commit so early as a right-handed hitter, knowing that he is going to pitch you and pound you in and away.
Sweeping breaking ball and a strike to J.D. Davis, acquired by the Mets prior to the 2019 season. A trade with Houston. Last year, a .371 on-base percentage, 13th best in the National League. Infield is drawn in, and there's a base hit into left field. It's 1-0 as Pilar can walk on home. Mets have an early 1-0 lead. RBI for Davis, his first of the spring.
Something you don't see a whole lot right there, getting the ball up in the zone.
Toyota key to the game, and we talked about this before the game even, but settle in as a starter. Last year, this time, kind of being stretched out as a starter. Wasn't really sure what the role may be. Began as a reliever, but we know for sure, Jimmy, he will be in that rotation. So you know that. Stretch out. Get ready.
Definitely makes it a lot easier, especially for a guy like this now. He knows what's expected, get back into his role, and every day all you're trying to do is get ready for opening day. So however you do it for yourself, that's what your job is each and every day. No guesswork.
Jose Martinez. Split time last year with Tampa Bay, the American League champions, and the NL Central champion Chicago Cubs. Went 0 for 21 with the Cubs. Never picked up a hit and then was non-tendered. But this is where he can make a living in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. His career average is .307 with a .915 OPS.
This guy can flat out hit.
Sneaks under the glove of Kisner into the backstop, and Davis will advance to second base. Martinez at first base today for the Mets. Pete Alonso will be their everyday first baseman. And trying to pick up a bench spot, reserve role. The 2-1 pitch. Jose now 32 years young. The 3-1 inside, and the 1-out walk, so runners at first and second. Luis Guillorme, second baseman today.
It's not a bad walk right there. Playing the game a little bit even in spring training. You know you have a left-handed hitter coming up. Command's not perfect. You can't pitch Martinez out over the plate. So you take your chances in there. You don't get a strike. You send him to first base and move on. I know it's spring training, but that still comes into play a little bit.
This might be just a one-inning appearance for Kim. He's at 18 pitches. They want to have spring training go fairly slowly for him as they build him up. And this might be one of those innings you roll over, potentially, like we saw with Jack Flaherty on Sunday.
I don't know. You give guys 30-something pitches. Where do you get to 30, or do you get to 20 and want him to come back out there? You know, it's always, I don't know if I want him to throw 30 in one inning early on. I guess everyone's different. Every individual is in a different spot with their arm. each and every day. So I guess that's all something in-house, but I find it very fascinating how they treat each guy.
Right-hander getting loose in the Cardinal pen. There's a strike, 1-1. Angel Rondon wears number 55 for St. Louis. Makes me think of Skip Schumacher, coaching with the San Diego Padres. And the 1-1 pitch on the ground and a base hit into right field. The wave in the runner from second base. The throw by Carlson is cut off, and it's 2-0 Mets.